Thank you for joining us for this sermon podcast from United Christian Church of Austin, where no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you're invited and welcome. For this worship service for May 3rd, 2015, our theme is Sometimes Reverence Looks Like This Too. It's a special worship service celebrating the gifts and ministries of our children. Instead of a sermon, we'll be hearing from a book called Do Unto Otters, a book about manners, by Lori Keller. A book that tells us a lot about how we're supposed to love our neighbors. If you'd like to learn more about our open and affirming ministry at United Christian Church, simply head over to our website, www.uccaustin.org. Thank you.
Do Unto Otters. It's a great book called Do Unto Otters, and you see the subtitle there. What does it say? A book about manners, right? What are manners? Nice words, nice ways to treat people, right? So this book is actually, could be called a book about neighbors. Jesus teaches us how to treat our neighbors, and so does this book. And the first person that we meet in the book is Mr. Rabbit. And Mr. Rabbit is doing his favorite thing. He's bouncing through the forest singing his doot-de-doot-de-doo song. Can you sing the doot-de-doo song? Doot-de-doot-de-doot-de-doo, doot-de-doo. It's his happy Sunday morning and he's bouncing through the forest, and then all of a sudden, doot-de-doo, donk! Who does he meet? Hello, Mr. Rabbit. We're your new neighbors, the otters. Can you see? He's a rabbit, and they're all otters. And Mr. Rabbit didn't know quite what to think. He sitting there wondering, otters? 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 He goes, I don't know anything about otters. What if we don't get along? You see them not getting along in the picture there? You know, pesky otters, lousy rabbit. Well, fortunately, the wise Mrs. Owl was there to help Mr. Rabbit. And she said, Mr. Rabbit, I know an old saying, do unto otters as you would have otters do unto you. That sounds strangely familiar, doesn't it? But Mr. Rabbit had never heard that before, and he said, what does that mean? Ms. Owl went on, it simply means to treat otters the same way you'd like otters to treat you. Mr. Rabbit was puzzling it over. Treat otters the same way I'd like otters to treat me. How would I like otters to treat me? Can we say that with Mr. Rabbit? How would I like otters to treat me? Well, Mr. Rabbit thought, I'd like otters to be friendly. What are some friendly things? I'd like otters to have a cheerful hello when they see me, and a nice smile. That is the best otter smile. Can you smile like that otter right there? And good eye contact. That's very important. It's very nice when you're friendly, you have good eye contact with everyone, right? Thought about it some more. I'd like otters to be polite. They should know when to say please. When do you say please? When you want something from someone else, right? When else do you say please? When you want somebody to do something nice for you, right? So in English we say please. Does anybody know how to say please in another language? This is for anyone. Anyone? Oh, in sign language, how do you say it? Please, right? What else? Chase. Por favor, right? How's it in German? Bitte, right. We have lots of different ways to say please. S'il vous plaît in French, right? Kudasai in Japanese. Monica, how do you say it? I'm not even going to try. But you know what? Thank you for teaching me how to say that. Because polite otters know when to say thank you. When do you say thank you? As often as possible, right? Say thank you for things that people do for you and things that people give to you. right? And when people do nice things, you say thank you. How many ways do we know to say thank you? In sign language, thank you, right? What else? Dankeschön in German, right? What else? Pierce. Gracias in Spanish, right? Arigato in Japanese. Did I steal it? Spasiba in Russian. Exactly. Lots of ways to say thank you. It doesn't matter how you say thank you. It matters that you say thank you. And what else? Polite otters know when to say, excuse me. This is really important. When do you say, excuse me? What's that? When you bump into somebody, you say, excuse me or pardon me, right? What else? When you burp or fart, yes. In fact, that's one of the pictures that I did not copy from the book. There's an otter right there, right? That is a good time to say, excuse me. Because you know what? Otters should be honest, right? Otters should be honest. That means they should keep their promises, and they should always tell the truth, and they should not cheat. That's what it means to be honest. Also, Mr. Rabbit thought about it and said, I'd like otters to be considerate. That's kind of a harder word. There are lots of ways that you can be considerate. You can see some of them here. You can be a good listener. A considerate person is a good listener. You can ask before you borrow something and make sure and say please and then thank you when you return it. Not littering is a way to be considerate. Being patient while you're waiting for something, that's a hard one, but that's also what it is to be considerate. Caring for all creation and all creatures, big and small. Opening the door for somebody. Being on time, that's a hard one. I practice that one. Trying to be considerate by being on time. Respecting people who are older than us. And of course, almost everyone is older than you. Right? That's a hard one. And of course, a considerate person is someone who helps untangle their neighbor's ears. I can't tell you how many times my ears have been tangled and a considerate neighbor offered to help me untangle my ears. I'm sure you had that same experience. And he kept thinking, and he said, you know what? I would like otters to be kind. Look at the kind otter bringing this lovely gift to Mr. Rabbit of all of these smelly, smelly fish. That's how you would like people to be kind to you, right? Bring you smelly, smelly fish? No. Well, everyone appreciates a kind act no matter how bad it smells. So even though Mr. Rabbit's not very excited about the fish, what should he say when the otters bring the fish? Say thank you, or maybe no thank you. You're getting a thank you in there either way, right? And what's that word? Cooperate. Otters should learn to cooperate. Who knows what cooperate means? Yeah. Not just to get along with others, but to do what? Anybody know? Anybody? To work well with others. I know that's what you were going to say, right? It says right there, cooperate means to work together. Do you see anybody in the picture cooperating? Yeah. What are they doing? Right, all those creatures are getting together. The otters and their friends are carrying that log, and the otter is saying, we know how to cooperate. Right? And Mr. Rabbit was watching and he said, I see that otters like to play. Do you like to play? Yeah. Do you play fair? Yeah. Mr. Rabbit hopes that the otters know how to play fair, that they're good sports and that they play by the rules and they let everyone play along. All of those are parts of playing fair. I wish I could play just like those otters are playing in the picture up there too. Right? Be a good day to go swimming in the water. I'd like it if the otters would share things. We could share, what can we share? We share our favorite books. Do you see what books they're reading? Reading Harry Otter and Goldilocks and the Three Hares. They're going to share their favorite books. We could share our favorite activities. Playing on the teeter otter. There. Right? Playing Go Fish. Maybe we could even share our favorite treats. I don't know. Do you think Mr. Rabbit looks very excited? Do you think Mr. Otter looks very excited to be sharing those? All right, so maybe not the treats. up there. A very important one. Mr. Rabbit said, I hope otters won't tease me. I hope they won't tease me about my doo-doo-doo-doo song. I hope they won't tease me about my extra large swim fins or when I have a bad hair day. In fact, I hope otters won't tease anyone about anything. That's one of the biggest parts of being a neighbor, is not teasing anyone about anything. I think otters should apologize when they do something wrong. Who do you see apologizing in that picture? Right, the otter saying, I'm sorry I used your ear for a tissue. Right? Right? And I hope that they can be forgiving when I do something wrong. Did Mr. Rabbit do something wrong? What is he saying? I'm sorry I called you Snotter. Right? And the otter is saying, oh, I forgive you. I hope that all of you can apologize and be forgiving as well. So that's how I'd like otters to treat me. You see, Mr. Rabbit, I told you it was simple. And Ms. Owl reminded it of the very first thing. What did he say? Can you say it together? Do unto otters as you would have otters do unto you. And I said that sounded familiar, but do you remember who said something like that? Remember? Jesus said. But what did Jesus say? Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. That's what it takes to be a good neighbor. It all starts there. So I hope that you remember. How many of you are feeling like a rabbit this morning? Anybody? Rabbit? How many of you feeling like an otter this morning? An owl? A squirrel? A chipmunk? A snake? A bee? A weasel? A giraffe? A lion? All of those. We treat all those others just like we would like others to treat us. So you can remember that. Do unto otters. And thank you for being such a good audience for our sermon today. Thank you so much.